Good morning, dear students. Today I am going to tell you a story titled The Golden Touch. It is a story of a king named King Midas, and he was a very famous king. Once upon a time, there was a king named Midas. He was the king of a beautiful country. People of his country were content and life went along well. Midas had a beautiful daughter who was the joy of his life. She was always happy and cheerful, and all the people of the kingdom loved her. Her hair was the color of spun gold, and her eyes were blue. They said that when she sang, the birds came down from the trees and sat on her hand. She was very gentle and kind. King Midas loved his people. He loved his kingdom and he dearly loved his beautiful daughter. But there was one more thing that he loved, and that thing was gold. He craved for gold. He had rooms full of gold. He even had a throne made entirely from gold. He was still a good man and a good king, but he could not free himself of his obsession for more and more gold. He had this desire to have more and more gold with him. One day, as he sat on his golden throne, he closed his eyes and imagined that his fondest dream, the most special dream, had come true. He dreamt that everything he touched turned into gold. On this day, as he had his dream, yet again, he saw a strange figure. It was a head that looked like flames were all around it. Then the figure spoke to him. King Midas, you have been a good king, a good man, and a good father. Your only flaw has been your craving for something unimportant. You dream of a power you don't really want. Oh, I do want this power. I want it more than I want anything else in the whole world, said Midas. All right, but I am warning you. Gold, wealth, and possessions are truly meaningless. No, 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 cried King Midas. Please, I beg of you, give me the golden touch, and I will never ask for anything again. I promise, I will never have a dream again. Granted, said the figure. He could hardly wait to put his finger on something and see if he really did have a golden touch. He hurriedly got up from his throne and walked out to the garden. He reached out and touched his most beautiful fountain. Lo and behold, the fountain, the water, and everything instantly turned into gold, lovely shining gold. He touched a plate, a spear, and just for fun, he touched his daughter's old favorite teddy bear. Every single thing he touched was turned into pure gold by his magical powers. Yes, yes, finally Midas had the golden touch. Gold, gold, gold everywhere. My life is complete and I have wealth beyond my dreams. He raced out into the garden to tell his beloved daughter that his fondest wish had been granted. He saw her across the garden and ran to her side, and then he reached out to put his arms around her to share the fantastic news. As he touched her shoulder, he froze at the feel of her skin. It was as hard and as cold as gold. He jumped back in amazement. Just as he did, one of the beautiful birds who lived in the garden and always came to the princess landed on the very spot on her shoulder where her father had touched her. The bird cried out in fright and flew far up into the sky. Just as that happened, the king remembered the warning he had received. Gold, wealth, and possessions are truly meaningless. Gold was meaningless. He realized the truth. But now it was too late to do anything. As he turned away in terrible pain, he felt a touch on his wrist. And as he turned in his throne, he felt his crown slip from his head. "Oh, father, you must have fallen asleep again," said a gentle voice. It was his beloved daughter. His touch of gold had only been a dream. He jumped up from his throne and hugged his daughter. Yes, yes, King Midas had learnt his lesson. That very day, the king gathered most of his great wealth and started to give it back to the people of his kingdom. He helped the poor of his kingdom. He became the wisest and the most generous king in the world. He now knew very well that gold, wealth, and possessions are meaningless if you cannot help others. Since that day, that place became the most beautiful place on the earth. Everybody in the land of King Midas was happy and content. Even the king was content when he saw the people of his kingdom happy. Students, I hope you enjoyed listening to the story. Listen to it once again and try to understand that our wealth and our possessions are meaningless. The real wealth that we have in life is our honesty, kindness, sincerity, and generosity. Have a great day, children. Happy learning. Thank you.